What'd you make of his criminal history when you heard it?
I didn't really know it, to be honest, because it wasn't from around here, and it is an extreme, violent, explosive history, and it's a long span. I mean, they tried to make his argument that there was some really bad charge back in 1986, and it was over 30 years ago, but then it just continues on every 5, 10 years, 15 years. He completes his sentence and is good for a little bit, and then it's right back to the same behavior.
Was that your first time seeing him? And if so,
No.
What was it like seeing him in there?
It honestly, it was a little bit of weight lifted off my shoulders, just knowing, I mean, I knew, but the confirmation that, seeing him having to, I mean, he's not charged with anything with Dylan right now, but, he's going to stay detained so we can continue working on that and finding out.
Do you think he knows what happened to your son?
I do. Yep.
Knowing what you just learned today and that your family, I mean, you guys know James.
Yeah. Not friends or nothing, but acquaintances. Yeah.
Did you ever meet him before then?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
What was he doing with Dylan? I mean, was he working for him?
He's just helping off and on. He'd help Dylan hay out in Arco. He'd help him put together his pivot. Just day work is basically how you could explain it. And out in those small communities, everybody kind of sticks together, and when somebody needs help, everybody pulls together and helps.
Did you recall any conversations with Dylan in terms of what James Brenner was like? Did he show any aggression like that?
No, he just said he was a crazy old man. He lived out in the desert. And that's what you'd expect from any 17-year-old kid at that time when you find somebody living out in the middle of the desert. But nothing that would have ever raised any alarm.
Now explain where his boots were found and where James was squatting.
So his boots were found right almost directly behind James's trailer, probably about 150 yards behind that dirt mound. That dirt mound was right behind where James's trailer was.
Now you were out there, were you not?
Yeah. Justin and I were there. We looked at the boots behind the dirt pile when they were first found.
And those boots, when you saw them, were they like buried or were they just left there?
No, they were just looked like somebody tossed them out. Just tossed out boots, just thrown out. Didn't look like they'd been there more than a couple days, if that.
What do you think has happened to Dylan?
I think James did something to him. I think he snapped. Especially hearing more of what I hear in court and how that's kind of been how some of his charges have been. I think he snapped at Dylan and he did something to it. And, he spent a whole weekend before we got out there covering it up.
You talk about just the mixed emotions that this probably brings, seeing someone in shackles, like you said, but then also knowing that.
Yeah, it's kind of, you don't want him in shackles. As a parent, you want to go find him yourself. So it's probably a good thing he's in shackles. It's a mixed feeling until we know it's hard. I mean, you have emotion, but we need to know. Then we can move forward.
Confident in what the Fox other authorities and FBI are doing?
I am. I'm confident at the approach they're taking and the direction they're going. So.
What are they telling you when they say? Because yesterday they mentioned that he was a suspect.
Okay.
And they say this sort of guy just need to tie up loose ends.
Pretty much. I mean, that's what I'm gathering from her being a suspect. This is just some the physical.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Your hair's all
I know, right?
It's going to look funny.
I put my sunglasses on.
If I can get you this way, that way the hair will be. Tracy, can you come over this way a little bit? That way the hair will be sideways.
Yeah, sorry, it's always in my face.
You guys ready?
Yes.
What's Bob Selder telling you about this guy? Are you convinced? Are they telling you that he's the guy?
They're telling us the same thing they're telling everybody else in their press releases, is that he's the suspect. He's the main suspect, but I think all the other cards are holding close for reasons that we can all understand. I don't know. I do know some that media doesn't know, but honestly, it's not a lot. But from the day one this began, gut feeling was Jim had something to do with it, and just everything got crazy. And then as we progressed, everything's led us right back to where Dylan parked that gray truck and his boots were found. Everything's taken us right back to day one.
And that's where James also.
Correct.
Has been
That's
spotted.
where we squatch. Yes.
Are you hearing that when I speak to Boxell, they're saying not any closer to actually knowing where Dylan is. Is that what you're hearing?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't spoken with Boxell, the director, probably for 2 weeks. I've been in contact with the FBI, but I get a daily update on an email, but I have not actually had a phone call or...
Can you share their update tonight then?
I don't, it's like probably on my email, my phone, but it's all the updates been on is the search party, you know, where they've searched and continue looking. So I don't have anything from them.
Are they searching now?
They have deputies out there still browsing around, but we really need a direction. You know, even they need a direction. We can't just stay out there in the middle of the desert.
Do you think what's key here is breaking Brenner down?
Yep, that's going to be our key. That's what we need. Somebody to talk. And you know, when you offer $100,000 in a, I hate to say it, but poor community and nobody talks, that means nobody really knows. That means it was a very tight-knit thing that was done if you offer somebody $100,000, because we've gotten nothing.
So the key may be to break Brenner down.
Correct.
He has the answers.
He has the answers.
Any last thoughts on just, I mean, we're almost 6 weeks into when he was last reviewed.
Yeah, no, I still just want everybody to stick with the facts, and we're getting some stuff moving forward, and, you know, keep looking forward to getting the answers and being able to bring Dylan home. So.
One question I just thought, a lot of these web sleuths, YouTubes and such, they were on a different trail.
Yeah.
I mean, Brenner was like under the radar. I mean, what does that tell you?
They're absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that is my honest opinion about him now. I used the internet to get the word out because we had to. I never knew anything like this existed out there. I really didn't. But they're all on the wrong path. They're not listening to facts. They're not listening to the family. They're using it to get their hits and try to make their money off of YouTube, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome.
So, what happens now? I mean,
So as far as I know, it's like the FBI said, there will be somebody standing over Brenner. The heat will be on him. They will keep it on him.
they're going to be continuing to interrogate him and such until he finally breaks down.
Yeah, and I don't know on the deal with Chase. I honestly don't know what's going on. I know they listed a homicide investigation in the affidavit, but I haven't been getting any information on that or what the thoughts are on Chase. So that's something that's ongoing that I don't have information on.
Do you think he had anything to do with it?
I'm starting to wonder. I mean, why else would what's going on be going on with what we know now on his arrest and stuff?
So do you think that maybe there's a group, not just one person then? Or what?
I don't think there's any way Jim could have pulled this off by himself. I mean, maybe hurting Dylan, but not the rest of it.
What kind of transportation did he have? Brenner out there.
Oh, he's got a pickup.
Oh, he's got a pickup.
Yeah, he's got a pickup.
Good. We good?
So,
Yep.
okay.
Candace, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Talking
Yep.
with
Is that a F-250?
No.
No, okay.
No, it's just a single cab, older Chevy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I thought it looked like the F-250 that I used to drive.
Oh, no, not
Okay.
Brenner. So.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
all right, thanks guys. We'll